Hello and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about willpower, in a sense, intention. What is the connection between your will, how you're exercising your will, and your level, its impact on your level of productivity? Really interesting because I'm still learning about these things myself. So as I learn, we learn yourself. So myself. So thanks for being here. For those of you who are new, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Get all these videos for free. I did say free. 1, 2, 3, 4, free. And have me learn more about me. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, organization. Or you can also go to productivethroughjoy.com. We are a productivity enhancement company. Among our many services, we again speak to group, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Again, for those of you who are new to the show, allow me to say a few words more about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people call my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I am also the author of the acclaimed historical novel, Americus, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where, of course, Michael Brown was murdered, in the conflagration which initially ensued there as well. Um, I am the board president at the World Stage, an extraordinary 501c3 nonprofit in South Los Angeles. 7 days of extraordinary programming, jazz workshops, youth jazz ensemble, writing workshops. We have an actual physical press. We publish books. I mean, it's really a fascinating organization. You can go to the worldstage.org to learn more about that great nonprofit. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are almost always surprised to hear my story because of, in the context of my heightened level of productivity. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16 in a terrible situation, gave birth to me at 17, then subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times. Wow. For the young MD, I'm just thinking about that because I've got two daughters, one who's only 6, and just when you're that young, you're so vulnerable to the world. Thank God I'm here talking to you right now. That's real talk. I just had a moment. Man, whew, thank God for my mama who adopted me and raised me, and folks who looked after me. Man. So, and despite my, and in the context of my great adopted mother, Gladys, still very difficult times, but through it all, look at me now. Or as cool Modi famously said, the great urban philosopher, how you like me now, right? And if I can be this productive, given my crazy story, I know, I know that many of us watching this show now can be equally or similarly productive. So thanks for being here. All right, let's dive into today's topic. Today, guys, we're talking about will, right? The willpower, and its associated concept, intention. And so, again, go to productivethroughjoy.com, hit that subscribe button, um, learn about what we do, how we do, when we do what we do. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, organization. So let's dive in. So, point one is that you want to learn more about the will, right? So I'm doing that now. I mean, if you know my show, I get up early in the morning and I have a morning ritual which involves reading and studying spiritual and metaphysical and business principles. Uh, so now I'm studying the concept of uh, what people would define as miracles, and a part of that reading I'm doing now, I'm reading an ancient Kemetic or ancient Egyptian book of metaphysics called the Metu Neter. But as a part of that tradition, it talks about the will and how the the will, as expressed through our thoughts, emotions, and ideas, enters into a passive universe, and it has to shape itself to our energy because we actually are the thing itself. It, the Metu in somewhat of a confusing way, calls it the self, right? So the self is not Michael. The self is the one God, the non-dual, the thing. It's just consciousness, a thing that's just conscious of being conscious. It has no thoughts. It has no matter. And the Metu Neter talks um, about thoughts and ideas, images, as matter, and that particular matter uh, literally is what drives the wheel, which is what it kind of defines as life energy. I don't want to get too deep into that part because it can be a bit confusing, but just know that our will, literally, when impressed upon a passive universe, has the power to shape it. And that's how, and the short, simplistic version is how what people would define as miracles happen. Right? When you literally using your will, your life force, your energy, your visualization, you are Im- you're imprinting your will on a passive universe, which has to do what you say. That's the bottom line, and I've seen it happen many times um, in my own life. That's a real thing, and but in order to stay in that, which goes down to point two. So one, you want to learn about the wheel and learn about how the wheel works. Point two is that you want to use it. You want to practice it daily. You want to have that be a part. We call it a spiritual practice. You can call it an energetic practice. You can call it what you will, but you want to practice it. And the hard thing about it is that because we live in a world where people don't think that's real, all around us, people uh, have a skepticism, and at times a healthy skepticism. I am pro skepticism because I'm a scholar. You have to be skeptical, but you have to be skeptical with a caveat. You have to be open that your skepticism can be overcome by demonstration. Meaning, when you see things, when things manifest, when things happen based upon principles, you have to say, "Okay, I was skeptical, and now I just had a demonstration. Now I believe because I know, I believe I know." At some point, you have to practice impressing your will upon a receptive universe, which actually is you. You are an aspect of it, right? You actually are the thing itself, and you then can impress through your will uh, ideas or thoughts, or let's just say you want to win the Pulitzer Prize if you're a writer, right? You can write the book first, write a good book, but you can visualize that goal with a belief, emotion, a solid belief, and literally the universe has got to is compelled to act. You've heard about the ideal of the self-fulfilling prophecy, where people say, "Oh, the sky is falling. Oh, I'm gonna hurt my arm," and that thing happens, right? We have a pop cultural name for this phenomenon, the self-fulfilling prophecy, because that's a real thing. When you are putting out negative energy about yourself, which is you don't want to do that, it's gonna happen. All right, so in contradistinction, when you place positive energy about yourself and your family and friends or the Pulitzer Prize, guys, although it seems miraculous, it will happen, which goes into point three, that by placing the will and planning the will using intention as you go through your day on a receptive universe, which is here in design to help you because you are it, you can literally do anything, including what people would define as miracles. Boom goes the dynamite. Thanks for being here. We air each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Go to productivethroughjoy.com, guys. Learn about us. Have me come out speak to your group, school, organization. We do it big. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. This afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.